Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting into this next matchup here. We'll be switching over and we'll be seeing the perspectives. We'll be seeing right now, straight from the secret perspective of Olympus Mew, we'll see who gets the first snitch here. We'll be seeing it goes on the side of Phoenix, but Olympus is right there as well. Very early on, we see the top right, Sly Haddock is taking out the beater, making sure that there's no pressure on the snitch for when they go into it. We do see on the Phoenix side, Neo is on the Seeker, and we will be seeing how he's able to stay alive from the last match comparison. We do see Wizarding 10-0 right now, 6 minutes 30 seconds left in the match, doing really good on the Quaffle gameplay. Switching over sides real quick, we'll see Phoenix's perspective. We see this is Teddy on Chaser right now. See a nice little one-timer setup there, but didn't have enough time to aim. Definitely this is a situation where if you're going to call to pass for one-timer, you need to make sure that you're ready and set up to get your shot and go where you need to, especially without the aim assist here. We're going to be seeing Dick Blueby with the pass, and there we go. He went straight for the goal, 10-10. Even Quaffle game right now going. 6 minutes left in the match. Snitch is slightly in favor right now of nobody after Neo just gets tackled and a big chunk goes away. Dick Blueby with possession of the Quaffle. Heading down, we see as well Teddy preparing to kind of set up another one-timer. We'll see if he's able to make it this time as he's just preparing, sitting right there. Okay, there we go. And if you are a keeper, seeing that in your point of view, seeing that Chaser with a little spinny wind, you know that a one-timer is coming, and you need to make sure that you're careful and that you respect that that pass can come with a very fast kick. We do see bottom left right now. We don't have Neo's perspective for switching to his point of view, but he is low on health right now. He is in the red, 2 health. It could come down to Neo dying, and that would be huge on the side of the Nighthawks.
Yeah, I think if Nighthawks do get an elimination here, it is going to be a really big swing as far as the point differentials. And I think this would be the first time that the Phoenix International wouldn't have the lead going into the minute and a half mark, we'll say.
Yeah, but as much as we see Neo low, Olympus Mew is also low. In the background, we do see Vision Scopes, or also known as Wizarding, was trying to create that little snitch buffer. We see right there, Sly taking out Olympus Mew. Currently, it is 10-20 favor of the Nighthawks, but Phoenix is leading in the snitch. We do see Denji fall as a chaser from his perspective, but we also are seeing lots of interceptions right now. The Quaffle's back and forth. It's still anyone's game going right now. Neo on Seeker on Phoenix leading by just a margin right now before he can catch. Seeing Denji take possession of the Quaffle, they're playing just a little bit more passively with the Quaffle. I feel like right now we see Teddy kind of just trying to take an overhead view, but I feel like this is a little bit of wasted time here from Teddy. Teddy kind of was doing a lot of just looking and not doing. That's a situation where he could have added extra punches to the Seeker gameplay and put that pressure, but we do see the first snitch go. Phoenix's favor, Neo taking that first catch. Looking at the Seeker gameplay, we did see Phoenix was able to get the first 5% bonus for finding the snitch, but Olympus Mew also down as far as 5 HP, getting very close to death really early on in the snitch race. It's crucial right now, being behind by 20 points, that Olympus can lock in and get the snitch catch. They need those extra 30 points with 3 minutes left into the match.
Yeah, very low scores right now being halfway through the match, especially for Phoenix International being such an aggressive team. But I think they're making some adjustments to their overall strategy, trying to play a little bit more snitch heavy, which we can see that even though they are ahead right now, it is always just 1 or 2 small steps away from a complete shift in the Seeker gameplay.
There we go. We see Teddy bringing in another goal. This gives them the snitch insurance on the side of Phoenix, where even if we see the Nighthawks take the snitch, it's going to even out the score to be an even 50-50 with that 30-point difference right there. Taking a look, we do see with Neo in the lead, taking a look at the beater perspective real quick, we see relieved rope. Currently, Olympus is down to 2 HP, but he's trying to just focus Sly to make sure that Sly, as a beater on Phoenix, isn't able to harass his Seeker as much, trying to keep his Seeker alive. We see some bludger throws left and right, but missing these tackles, trying to get them. We see both Seekers nice and healthy now, but very close as far as who can get this. It's still anyone's game. Sly's keeping their Seeker alive. And there we go. We see Olympus fall. What we seen there was an interception of Quaffle or Bludger. Basically, we see Relieved Rope throw it, and then Sly was able to intercept it and use it against Olympus. That extra damage right there could be coming from having the 4 on the teamwork tree as a beater, in which causes you to deal extra damage with the Bludger, because Olympus Mew was pretty healthy in that clip. There we go, and we see Vision Scopes in the background as well, making it a little bit closer on the Quaffle gameplay, 40-50. This is going to come down to the second snitch. We see the kick off from Natty. That hero kick took out Olympus Mew. Definitely that Seeker dying right there is not what you want to see if you're the Nighthawks. There we go. We see Dake Blueby, another goal right now, 60-40, trying to bring back that snitch insurance. 20-point difference right now. Neo in the lead as far as the Seeker gameplay is concerned, and Olympus is dying at the wrong times, losing too much snitch meter, and ultimately could lose the second snitch.
Yeah, with 50 seconds left in the match, it does look like that PHX, Phoenix International, is going to be catching that second snitch to at least be putting it at 90-40, unless the Nimbus Nighthawks secure another Quaffle.
We are watching Nimbus Nighthawks beater right now as far as going into trying to stop Neo. We're seeing 2 tackles go off, and Neo's currently at 2 health. A chaser could end this. Unfortunately, I don't think Olympus Mew has enough time to get enough meter to fix the current deficit right there and catch a snitch, but maybe they can prevent Neo from scoring. And there we go. We see Neo fall. With only a 10-second respawn timer, 15 seconds into the match, it was going to make it so that way Neo can't catch anymore. We do see a score going by Dake Blueby. It's going to be 70-40 here in match 1, leading Phoenix in this best of 3 series 1-0. Looking at that matchup there, it was quite close as far as all things are concerned, but the snitch definitely fell in favor of Phoenix. What would you say about that, Shaki?
Well, I see that as far as their strategy is concerned, they're doing a little bit different sort of strategy from their earlier performances. They're being a lot more snitch strategy heavy rather than just pure Quaffle control, which even in the last match that we saw them against the Trailblazing Thunderbirds, they took the first match and always tried to focus on the snitch. Now, if history repeats itself, this next game is going to be a pure Quaffle control heavy game and looking to just end it as soon as possible.
Yeah, we see with that Quaffle gameplay, we've seen a lot of pass play from the Nimbus Nighthawks, and they were doing very well. We've seen Vision Scopes, you also seen on there by another name because it switches between their 2 names there, but Vision Scopes was doing really good. They were able to get the one-timer setups, able to get the pass play, and they were scoring on Natty quite consistently to try and make sure that they weren't too far behind consistently. It was about a 30-point difference at one point, in which was because of Vision right there, making those scores. It just came down to the snitch, and Olympus was dying a few too many times. We see Natty get a hero kick, and that was probably the most time-critical one. That death right there, being only like 50 seconds left into the match, made it so that way Mew had a very hard climb to be able to try and get that snitch. They had to play it perfectly and hope that Neo fell. Neo did fall, but Olympus just didn't stay close enough for long enough to be able to catch up on the snitch gameplay. Looking at Nimbus Nighthawks going into match 2, we definitely are hoping to see a little bit more pressure as far as on Neo on the Secret gameplay, and we're hoping for survivability as far as Olympus is concerned. Do you feel like a change of build is in order, or anything as far as the playstyle that we've seen from both players?
I think after watching these last few games with Olympus Mew, I think they're going to have to do some sort of build switch up. Whether that is running another few points in the defensive tree, whether that's changing up the broom. I feel like there's a lot of things that can change that would help that survivability.
And then as far as the Phoenixes go, what were they doing well that you think they need to make sure that they're continuing to hammer on going into this, that way they win?
You know, I think they're going to have to focus a lot more on either the Seeker game and just try to lock them out entirely, or they're going to have to try and purely punish all those chasers. And just make it a split focus that, now you can't focus off the game because you're focusing on Snitch. And if you have to break that focus on Snitch, then we take control of the Snitch game and take that 30-point swing.
Yeah, with the strong chaser core that we've seen from Nimbus Nighthawks, they need to try and just capitalize on that a little bit more. Just refine a few things, and this is more so looking out into their next week's matches. Obviously, they can change some micro strategy now, but as far as mechanics and skill, that's only going to grow with practice.
Absolutely.
Right now, we're waiting for both teams as they are trying to Q-snipe each other once more. Going into match 2, we'll see if this is going to go to a match 3 or if Phoenix will close it out here. You see both teams loading into Weasley Burrow Day. The sun is shining. Clear weather for today's match 2, going right into it.
Big difference from the first map too. I believe the first map was a snow map, so seeing a little bit more visibility here, I think might help both teams. I don't think that there's any one team in particular that does better on snow maps versus day maps, but we'll see if there is a swing as far as performance goes.
We see Teddy right off the bat kind of taking a little bit more of a defensive stance there, trying to make sure that if the one-timer kickoff went not in their favor, he was able to catch it. But it does end up in the possession right now of the Nighthawks, and Nighthawks go for an early lead of 10 points right in the first 10 seconds, 10-0. We look in the bottom left, we see the health of Neo as well is also low. We see him down to 5 health. Relieved Rope on the other team taking out Denji. Denji's on a 10-second timer now, but now also turning that focus over. We see in the top right, Sly takes out Olympus Mew, so the Secret does fall there. Switching over right now, take a look at the keeper perspective as this goal comes in. There we go, a nice save from Scourge. Scourge has been doing really well there. We do see their Seeker back up and running, but they are behind. They need to make sure that they get a kill. You see the pass back right there over to a Moldy Cheese. Switching over back to Phoenix. Taking a look at this Chaser core. Seeing as they're trying to all fight over this Quaffle, goes into possession of Dake Blueby, close to the net right now. See some pass play there from Dake Blueby to Denji, and Denji is kind of setting up forward. Teddy's setting up on the left side for a one-timer. The call for pass comes in, but doesn't get it. In the top right, we see Neo falls. Neo is dead, and the Snitch race is back neck and neck between Olympus and Neo, Phoenix and the Nighthawks. We see Scourge holding on to that kick, wasn't able to get a a hero kick off, but was able to get the kick into a nice passing lane. Moldy Cheese heading downfield, a quick intercept from Dake Blueby. Right now we're seeing a lot, I feel like, of Teddy of dead space. As a chaser, he's been doing this a lot of watching this overarching field. He's kind of waiting for the intercepts, trying to close that out and kind of prepare for the Seekers, but there's a little bit of time where he's just kind of wasting looking at the field. Switching over to Nighthawks PRM view, we see Scourge getting ready. He's watching the gameplay as these chasers are incoming from Denji holding the Quaffle, and then we also see Teddy setting up as well. Definitely a lot of scared seeing all of these blue names come bum rushing at you. You need to be able to be careful, and he handled that really well. His team was able to give him the pass back. He's holding the Quaffle, waiting for the Seekers. Okay, there we go. We see the pass out to Moldy Cheese. Going back over the Phoenix, we only have Teddy's perspective, and watching Teddy on the Chaser gameplay, he's playing a little bit more back, waiting for the catch. We see Denji taking the lead there as far as the possession. Switching over, we're going to be taking a look at Nighthawks Seeker. Now, this is Olympus. Olympus is at 5 health right now, dodging Bludger, staying alive. The regen comes in there. This is 10-10, 4 minutes in the game. The Snitch is really close, slightly favoring Phoenix. This is really anyone's game still, in a very close match on all fronts.
Yeah, especially with the timer reducing itself every single second, that Snitch meter is only going to get faster and faster. If you're the side of the Nimbus Nighthawks, you have to stop and focus entirely on Neo, because that bar is going to be filling a lot faster than you're anticipating.
Very well said. We are going to be taking a look as Olympus is getting whacked and wailed. We'll switch over real quick to Phoenix. They are holding the ball right now in Teddy's possession. He's trying to go one-on-one against Scourge. He doesn't quite make it. He doesn't commit to a hoop, and Scourge was able to take possession and pass over to his chasers now. We'll switch back over real quick as we see Neo is very close to catching the snitch here. We'll see the beater perspective on Nighthawks. Relieved rope. Relieved rope needs to be able to shut down Neo here. Olympus is very far behind in losing on the snitch front, and they need these 30 points as it's 10-10 right now. No one's winning the Quaffle game, but Neo just won the snitch game. First snitch, 3 minutes and 2 seconds, 40-10 right there, favoring Phoenix. Switching over, taking a look at Phoenix's perspective, we see Teddy right now. Tried to get a tackle right there on Seeker, but kind of playing, he likes this little top left corner. He likes to play around that hovering area. Probably trying to stay a little bit out of sight to other players and playing it more defensively, trying to take that far range view as far as making sure he sees the full field at hand. Now he's in possession of the Quaffle, heading down. There is no more of his friendly chasers in front of him, so he needs to kind of wait for them. He's stalling a little bit to give the pass. Very well played as far as the pass goes, but it didn't lock on to anyone. I think he's seen the blue arrow of his ally, but his ally wasn't ready for the actual pass there. We didn't see the call to pass, but Teddy's right back on it, ready to try and defend against the goals. We see Olympus Mew, top right corner, falls to Sly again. This is another situation where Olympus is just dying on the secret gameplay and needs to stay alive if they want to contest Neo. We see Teddy right now handed off the Quaffle to Dake Blueby and just instantly heading back before the goal was even scored. Very interesting to kind of see the way that he's playing in this top corner consistently, getting ready to try and play more of a defensive style. We know that we've seen this from Phoenix beforehand, from Glass and Denji, but this is the first time we're kind of seeing this more passive style from Teddy. Taking a look real quick as we do see Neo cross the 50% on the snitch meter. Neo is down in health. Relieved rope as beater. We see Olympus falls to Sly again, but Relieved rope is trying to stop Neo. But with Olympus dead, that allows Sly to just focus on keeping Neo alive by taking out the beater. There we go. We see Neo full health regen right now. Currently 50-10. 1 minute left to go. If you are the Nighthawks, you need to score a Quaffle and you need to keep Olympus alive to catch the snitch. Switching over real quick to Quaffle gameplay, we will see as far as Teddy is concerned, playing further back, getting ready as these chasers are approaching his keeper. There we go. We see him take possession of the Quaffle once again, heading downfield. He's then doing very good as far as the intercepts go, and definitely making sure that it's staying more on the side of the Nimbus Nighthawks than his side. Switching over to the Nighthawks, we'll be seeing Olympus Mew's perspective as far as Seeker goes. Down to 5 health, down to 3 health, down to almost dead, but a nice dodge comes in play. They are in the red, very close, down 15% left. They're down to 50% on the snitch meter. Neo's getting close, closing in on the catch, and there he is. We see 80-10 with 11 seconds left. There might be time for one more score, but we'll have to see here. 80-10, this is going to be the win for Phoenix in this best of 3 series, going 2-0. See Dake Blueby trying to bring in one last score, and there it is with 1 second left. We see the 90-10 point differential.